Bonjour everyone, welcome to another diecast showcase. Yeah, it's Friday, so TGIF, happy start to your weekend. As it is Friday, we're going to be doing a little combo here of Friday finds and Free it Friday. Hasn't been the most fruitful if we're talking about new castings that I managed to pick up and that are going to be added to the collection, but I did manage to find a few new Hot Wheels mainlines. Um, Not sure which case number it is because obviously, well, in Canada, so international across the board. Very rare we see American cards with the case codes on there, but nonetheless, here we go. You guys can let me know in the comments which case this is. Should be pretty easy to figure out there in regards to the castings. So first and foremost, we've got this Tesla Roadster that I managed to pick up. So part of the Now series, if I'm not mistaken, the Now would be actually the Tesla Roadster, the new one. Same model as in my last unboxing of a Matchbox 10 pack, basically 9 pack. Sorry. I believe that would be it, but I could be wrong. Either way, it's not a casting I'm going to run after since I do have two versions of the Matchbox casting. So yeah, this is a comeback kind of. This casting was released infamously with Starman aboard. Definitely one that I was, you know, kind of eyeing when I saw it online to potentially add to the collection. Happy I was able to pick this one up at retail, and it's a nicely done cast. You've got some black detailing for a top tampo pass for the roll bar, little spoiler insert, as well as the venting on the hood. These lights on the front are part of the glass portion of the cast, and you've got some rear details as well for the tail lights. So not a bad cow, as well as yeah, pretty much just tail lights. Yeah, so a pretty good casting. It's the first Tesla vehicle that was supposed to be mainstream. Let's just say that there were many a battery failure, including during testing. So by several journalists. So yeah, it was short-lived, but had a certain popularity. And this was actually, believe it or not, based on the Lotus Elise. So kind of a cool little tidbit there. So yeah, not a bad cast, and nice choice of wheels with those black tennis spokes. Kind of fitting for the weekend after Halloween. Kind of some remnants here. Little pumpkin vibe going on. So yeah, cool addition to the collection. Happy about that. Next up, it's going to be colorway number 3 of this that I add to the collection. It's going to be the newest colorway of the Toyota Tacoma 2020 model. So as per usual, great tampo work front and back, which made that first blue variation so popular. Casting is very well done. A little bit of details missing on the lower portion of that front bumper if you compare to the card art. But besides that, it's a pretty darn complete vehicle tampo-wise. And this is actually a 4 tampo pass car, because you do have the Raise Engineering logo on the front doors. So very cool. I like the atomized blue wheels. Very cool. Or blue chrome. Nice little contrast there. And maybe a little wink to first release in blue. But hey, either way, it's a great cast. Love the hood insert. It's reminiscent of the TRD off-road version, and the small sunroof. Yeah, this should be close to 1/64th scale, lifted version. Is the glass portion is quite small. At least seems to me, visually. But yeah, great to have another one of these. So second one carded. We'll see if I keep all 3. I may get rid of that dark red one that came out afterwards, since I have this one now in white on any Japanese car, or pretty much any car in that matter. It does look great. So Next, we are going to be checking out this really nice color release of the 64 Nova wagon. Great choice of wheels with the 5 slots, which are, in my opinion, um, definitely one of the great wheels Hot Wheels does do for mainlines, and especially for any cars from the 60s up to the let's say early 60s all the way up to the mid to late 80s. They just work. They just work really well. Kind of remind me of the Fox alloy wheels that were really popular in the UK in the late 70s, early 80s. So a lot of those on Capris and things like that, and these really remind me of those. Yeah, so no tampos in the back or front. Since we've got a chrome front grille, it's not really a bother. And in the back, well, car's red anyway, so not a big bother there either. And like the graphics on the side, they're fairly subtle. Nice little touch with those door handles that are silvered out, and of course stripes on the hood. Definitely very muscle car-esque, and that white roof I'm a fan of, definitely. So all in all, definitely my favorite variation of this cast that I have in the collection. I think I have 2 other ones, at least one more loose, orange with flames from maybe 4 or 5 years back. So yeah, like these cleaner muscle cars that Hot Wheels seems to be doing so of late. Speaking of staying in the Chevy realm and of course muscle car, this was probably in this case one of the castings I was most looking forward to, and it is the 62 C1 Vet. Very nice stance, nice color. Did not pick up the Now version of this, although I love then and Nows. I didn't pick up the C7 that is the Now portion of the then and now of these, but this one is a must-have. Corvette's always been strongly and well represented in the Hot Wheels realm. They have great stance for the ones that are modified, and the stock ones look great. Example being that C3 convertible that was released in what, silver and blue so far. Great example of a stock looking muscle car. And here we have a modified race version, which will go awfully well with the 64 casting also, that was revised from that split window older cast. Both are lowered. This one's got a more of a rake and staggered wheels, so it fits really well for this cast. So I'm definitely a fan. I'm really happy to pick this one up. Now going to the European cars, I did manage to pick up this 928 Safari, which is a cast I was really looking forward to pick up. It's kind of an oddball though, not just for the fact that obviously a lifted 928 is not something you see every day, but due to the actual mishmash again of well, the rear, as you can see, has those intruded rear lights that are the early model 928 lights. Also, lack of rear spoiler is something that's typical of the 78 to give or take about 1986 928s. And whereas the front, which is even more visible on the card art, has the later style front bumper lights, which were actually updated in around, I believe, around 87 or 88, in provision of the 89 964 release of the 911 in 89. This was actually in 78 supposed to replace the 911. 911 sales basically kept being pretty stable in comparison to the 928 sales that did drop heavily in the late 80s when the financial bubble or economy crashed. So yeah, it was produced until I believe 94 or 95. Ended out with the GTS model. This is the S, so it's kind of like the second version after the first 928. Then there was the S4, and finally finished off with the GTS. So still had a pretty long career, about 16, 17 years. So not bad, not bad of a run, but nothing like the 911 that is officially 52 years old now. So actually, no, 62 years old. Wow. Holy moly. Already. All right. Well, all in all, though, great execution. Black 5-spokes work well. You know, they're not too in your face. Find it funny that they didn't do front tampos for the lights, except for the hella fog lights, which is kind of cool. You know, got some Bilstein and Sparkle going on the side. The 75th for Porsche's 75th anniversary. Number 3, and you know, you got a few drivers here that are probably part of the design team that worked on this cast, and you got the luggage rack with a bunch of stuff on there. That's pretty cool. Love the spare also in the back. It's a nice little touch. So yeah, cool cast. Like the paint job, but kind of weird in the choice of, you know, facelift versus front versus pre-facelift rear. So, but hey, it is what it is. Last cast that I'm adding to the collection, and the one that's going to start the crackish open for this episode will be the silver variation of the 560 SEC Benz in all its glory. Arguably the best cast of the year, especially in that first black release that I'm really happy to have and I'm keeping carded. This one is also great. I'm going to need a little bit of detail work on the front for the grills and the fog lights, but that's easily addressed. As for the rest, well, since it's silver, the sides are fine. Love the slightly propped sunroof, and the rear is great. Love the fact that there's an AMG license on the back. And you know, the 5 slots again, great wheels. We just talked about them from that Chevy. This time they're not staggered, they're same diameter across the board, and they kind of look like the older AMG monoblocks, so you know, that kind of works. Gotta love the box fender flares too. So let's check it out a little bit closer. Now I was anxiously waiting to get this one loose, to add it to the collection, to go with the not only the 500e that I also have loose in silver, but also the Audi RS2 that I have loose in silver. I'm going to be adding a couple details to this, but just subtle details, you know. Basically put a touch of silver on that exhaust and the grills in the front as mentioned, and we're going to be good to go. As for the rest, I mean, this thing's perfect. Perfect as it is. I mean, this side of a wheel swap wouldn't change a thing, and even the wheels that come with it look great. So yeah, there you go. Very, very cool little addition to the loose collection, and to the Mercedes-Benz loose collection for that matter. So I got quite a few silver Benzes that are loose now. It's growing and growing, and can't wait to add this one too. Next up, we're going to be opening up a Greenlight. Greenlight, and this is the one that I chose to open first and foremost. Well, you know, winter is slowly but surely coming, so you know, the seemed fairly you know, I don't know, appropriate, I guess, to crack this one open. I mean, good old skid training for the OPP trainees, and 87 Caprice. So I have 2 other carded variations of the Greenlight cast, one in NYPD livery, and the other is in the Vintage Ad series. It's just like your regular plain Jane maroon, you know, white wall hubcap style, you know, grandma spec Caprice. So this one I thought would be great opened. It's going to make great photos also once the snow falls up here. So yeah, let's get her open. Trusty X-Acto. Let you check out this Benz while I get this thing open. Yeah, there we go. Not the easiest things to open, but once you know, once you find the best way, it goes pretty quick. Yeah, I kind of destroyed that card. So this was part of release 39. 39 of Hot Pursuit, can you imagine? So let's get this bad boy out here. If ever you're curious, these are the other cars that are in this specific wave, and these are out of 2021. So 2022 on the pegs last year. So there you go. Let me know if one of these. Let me know if one of these is part of your one of your city, basically. One of your city patrolmen. Shout out also to law enforcement. You know, thanks for doing what you do. And so this would be the training vehicle for the adjoined province to where I reside. So my fellow Canadians from Ontario, hello, bonjour. And here's the Caprice. Very cool. I actually thought this would be Steely's, but these are actually the police issue, like kind of like solid wheels. Really nice details throughout. Nice painted rears, license plate. Love that skid car. Yeah. Yes, I wouldn't mind seeing one of these in a drift event. That'd be kind of funny. Yep, so the 87 specific grill, well, actually 87 to 89 probably. These were the later versions. You can tell with the that it was facelift with the little side markers above my thumb here, turn signals and whatnot. Here's your base, metal base, of course, metal body, metal base, as you would expect from a Greenlight. Treaded tires and rubber, of course. Windows on this one are pretty clean, nothing cloudy, no fingerprints inside, thankfully, because this is a closed window model. And yeah, there you go. So there you go. Hey, there you go. The student doing his first traffic stop. Yep. See who does the best donuts. All right, next up, I did show off this specific one on the last episode, I believe. So we are talking about that little M2 Econoline that I picked up recently. Since it has a frayed corner on this box, I thought, why the heck not? Love the art on this, so I'm going to keep the box and probably box it back up again afterwards. But let's get her open first and foremost out of the box so we can get a better view. Then we'll get her out of the acrylic to get an even better view. And then off the base to actually get a full view. So open up the box first and foremost. Take out the case. This is a really cool box though. I really like this box. And here it is in better detail. There we go. 65 Econoline van. Let's check it out. Do a quick once over. And then we'll get her off the base to check everything and see if there's any QC problems. So far, everything looks good. Everything looks straight. Yeah. I'm kind of leaning on one side, but we'll see if that's just a case of base being that way, or if it's actually the, oh boy, yeah, okay, I might need another different screwdriver for this, because for a reason or another, this one little bolt does not want to come off. Not the first time this happens to me on an M2, so here we go. All right, I do have another screwdriver that's actually specifically for diecast, a very small screwdriver that actually came in one of these M2 kits, I believe, or something, or maybe a Jada from way back when, but yeah, there we go. All right. Oh yeah, eh? Oh. Yep. M2, you've done it again. Let's put this in here so I don't lose it. There we go. All right. Yep. So we've definitely got a couple little issues here. Let's check this out. All right. So let's move these over a little bit. Get this in a little bit of a farther view. There you go. All right. So here's our econo line. So problem number one. This was definitely put on the base quite roughly, because you can see, a little bit hard to see there, but you can see that there was definitely some rub here. There's some paint missing on the lower, or just below that that rivet hole, and also on the suspension, like those the leaf springs on the back, as well as the part on the wheel. So, and I believe that we are looking at a bent axle. It rolls, but it's definitely not free rolling as it should be. I mean, you have to put some pressure on there for those rear wheels to turn. So yeah, fortunately we got a QC issue on this one. But oh yeah, and even the front, eh? But I mean, at the end of the day, oh, the front is fine though. It's just the tire that's slightly off the rim. Okay. But yeah, it doesn't roll very well, honestly. And this is probably something that would be generalized on these, since they're so slammed to the ground. The axles do look a little bit crooked though. Ay caramba. Oh well. Yep, so the axles are a little bit crooked, but all in all, it's a nice piece. I mean, it's not like I'm going to be putting this, making this go down the track or anything, you know. This is really more for display purposes. And I mean, it still does roll. It just rolls extremely badly. I mean, as you can see, there's, yeah, and the tire's still not properly on that rim. I have to play around with that a little bit. Normally, if you keep fiddling with it, the rubber will end up heating up and becoming a little bit more pliable, and potentially getting back on that rim, all depending how long this sat on the shelf. Either way, I mean, yeah, there's definitely there's a little bit of chrome also missing on this wheel on the bottom part here, right above my thumb. So that's a shame. Obviously, if you turn the wheel like this, well, you can't see it anymore, so that's, I guess, okay. But yeah, great stance though. I love the stance on this. Very, very good. Very good stance. So yeah, got a little econo line here. And now we are going to finish off with a team transport I'm going to be cracking open. And this one basically is going to be only the second team transport that I open since I've been collecting team transports. And we are talking about the rally van with the RS200. It's very heavy. Very cool. So I've had this one for a while, hence the amount of dust that's on here. But yeah, I mean, since I got that Rally Legends box sets, and I do have the Thrill Climbers version of the RS200, which was the first release of that cast, if I'm not mistaken. I thought, hey, I got 3 of them. I might as well crack one open. Plus, I'm a big fan of these little rally vans. I find they look really cool. So this specific one is my favorite livery, and it's going to be cool to put side by side with that Econoline. So yeah, let's get her open. Well, if ever you're curious, in this wave, these are the cars that were there. So RS200, the Vega Pro stock in the Summit livery, which I almost picked up, but I mean, I just wasn't a fan of the truck. The Hoonigan Baja Bug, and of course the Advan R32, which I do have, and I got as part of a trade. So very, very cool. Pretty cool lineup, yeah. This was the first also issuance of that rally van, so I'm gonna get this bad boy open here. Yep, no tools required for this one. All right, so here's the set. And let's take her out of the box. All right, so let's put all 3 pieces aside. There we go, there we go, and there we go. All right. All right, let's check these out. So let's start with the trailer. Pretty much all metal, except for this gray part on the bottom, which is plastic. Geez, these trailers would make great wheel donors too. Very long axles, but of course the cool 8 spokes. More Panasport looking in this color, I find, than Watanabe RS8s. So yeah, the Panasport or Mini Lights, one of the two. Yeah, well, it's a trailer, and do like the fact that you've got a little fire extinguisher mocked up on there, or at least what looks like a fire extinguisher. It's not really round, but yeah, pretty cool. Okay, and that's one thing I would have never noticed had I not taken this out of the package. Yeah, next let's check out this rally van. Yeah, so it is metal on metal. Here's your base. Matching wheels to the trailer as well as the car, which is very cool. Yeah, you got this huge hitch on the back. Not the greatest looking thing, but you know, not as bad as a Maisto. Definitely not on the level of a Greenlight or M2 though for that hitch. It's not a licensed van, but it is kind of cool. Kind of looks like a Bedford van or something like that. I like it. Doesn't really look like a Ford Transit though. Yeah, so you got the Ford Race Team livery. This is all plastic. Same plastic as you'd find on the bottom of that trailer. Literally the same plastic there. And yeah, it's got a bunch of little details that are cool. You know, you got the wipers here that are part of the glass. Kind of like center base. And this guy is it's a left-hand drive. Left-hand drive. Hard to see the steering, but it is a left-hand drive. I like the fact that you've got the lights here that are done on the plastic portion. Yeah, no license plate, but I mean, you know, with the hitch placement, it'd be hard to see anyways, so it's not a big deal. I like the rear lights though. Kind of like the four lights in their little pods there, so that's very cool. So that's a cool little set. Funny that it wasn't hitched together in the. It's pretty solid too, eh? Nothing rolls like real riders, eh? Rolls very well. Nice change from the M2 there. Yeah, next, of course, pièce de résistance, RS200. It's like probably my favorite Group B car, honestly. Overall, they're especially if we're talking about the homologation specials, the street versions. Definitely this is the Group B car that I prefer. Yeah, a few famous people have, besides obviously Ken Block, that had quite an amazing example. There's also Tim Allen that has a really great one, and Jay Leno actually reviewed it on his channel not too long ago. I find those two guys together have such a great rapport. And yeah, so this is a mid-engine 2.1 Cosworth engine, turbocharged, all-wheel drive, and yeah, 230, give or take, 230 horsepower approximately in street trim. But these, the later Evo versions had 600 to 700 horsepower, and we've even seen privateers running them up to 950 horsepower. So this car has a lot of potential. I mean, it is a rally car and it is a Group B car, so it's made to run at least 400 horsepower. So, but yeah, amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Yeah, look at this, eh? There you go. That looks kind of cool. Yeah. So, there you go. We'll end the video here. So I hope you enjoyed. I had fun unboxing these cars, so that's always cool to add some loosies to the collection. Second Team Transport liberated, and yeah, some cool cars to add to the collection as well carded. So if you enjoyed the video, please don't hesitate to hit that like button. Always appreciated. If you'd like to be notified of my weekly uploads when they come out, feel free to subscribe, and of course comment your feedback. On that, I'll wish everyone a great weekend. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching for the first time if you're new. Thanks for returning if you're a return viewer. And wishing you all the best in your hunts, and hope you find what you're looking for. All right, so catch you on the next one. Stay safe. Take care. Bye-bye.